Hey everybody, welcome to Tim's Vinyl Confessions. I'm Tim Durling, and welcoming back a special guest to the show. We spoke with him about a year ago, actually. I think it was around the same time. It was late spring, early summer. Guitarist Pat McTurner of the Def Leppard tribute band Hysteria Montreal, Hysteria MTL. And the reason that I'm talking to Pat again is because Pat and the band are heading back this way, and very soon we want to let you know about it. So, Pat, how are you doing?
I'm well. I'm well. We're gearing up to come down to do to the Atlantic coast. We're playing 4 shows this year, which is great. We're starting the 20th. We're actually leaving the 19th. We're driving down. We're going to stay over that night, and then we have our first show in New Brunswick at this venue called the Phoenix. Apparently, it's an awesome venue. I believe it's an old church that they turned into, a music venue, a theater. And I know 2 guys that have played there, and they said it was just the sound was outstanding, the sight lines, the view, et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, it's a great stage too. And then the next night we're in Truro. We're playing at the Belly Up Bar. It's actually an outdoor show. They were telling us if it's 15 degrees and up, we're going to be playing on the water. I don't really want to play if it's 15 degrees and below.
Yeah,
It'll be a little nippy at 11
yeah,
o'clock. But anyways, so that's gonna be really cool. I was actually talking with Derek today, and he was saying the ticket sales are going really well for that. And then we're at Monty's on the Saturday night in Dartmouth. I can never pronounce that. Is it Dartmouth or Dartmouth?
no, you got it. You nailed it. It's
Yeah.
Dartmouth. It's not Dartmouth. It's Dartmouth. Yeah,
Right.
almost
No,
like the O in mouth isn't there. Dartmouth.
right, Dartmouth. Okay, so I
Yeah.
so I didn't get it right. No offense to any Maritimers, it's just one of those words.
Look,
And
we
then,
got some really interesting place names here, man. So yeah,
yeah, well, same with Quebec, right?
yeah.
And then we're leaving the preceding Sunday when we get up, because that'll be 3 nights, 3 shows and 3 nights. And then we're off to PEI. We're playing the Silver Fox, which is a great venue. It's a 400 seater. And yeah, I was speaking with the general manager again today, and he was saying that they've sold about 275 seats out of 400. So that should be a full one as well. And yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be a fun trip. We rented a house too for the week in Summerside, and my wife's never been to Summerside, so we're gonna be spending a little bit of time there vacationing and just taking a little break.
Yeah, PEI is it's gorgeous. It's a well-known vacation spot. So yeah, you'll both enjoy it a lot. So, you know, got you back on here, Pat, to talk about why people should go see it. Like that, we get a lot of Def Leppard fans on here, and I've told people last year, you got to go see them. These guys work really, really hard to nail that unique Def Leppard sound, the guitar sound, the drum sound, the overall vocal sound, and just the way it's presented from the stage. I was really, really impressed. Your set list runs deep. I was really happy with some of the deep cuts that you guys pulled out. You told me about some of them. Some of them were still a surprise. I understand that there has been a slight change. There's been a change in the rhythm section of the band, a different bass player and drummer. Why don't you introduce the all the guys in the band for that matter? Who's in the band now?
Well, Frankie Raffa's still singing with us. We have Anthony Doyle, who's my co-guitarist. There's myself. We have Hugo De La Rosso, who is he's our new drummer. Our drummer moved away. He worked for the government, and I believe he's in Calgary now. He got a job out in Calgary, so he's moved on. And there was a guy in Montreal. He's kind of like a session guy, and Murray Rappel's his name. And Maurice, he gets calls to play in this band or this album or what have you. So I reached out to Murray. I've known Murray for a long time, and I said, Murray, we have an opening. Would you be interested? And he jumped on board. In the last couple of months, we've played some really, really nice venues in Ontario. We hooked up with this new agent. His name is Steve Hugg. He's out. It's called FB Agency out of Toronto. And Steve is like super, super connected. He's actually the booker for Anvil. He does all of Anvil's bookings. He's really, really, he's very well connected. And he's a super, super, super great guy to work with too. Like down to earth, no ego, just a normal everyday guy. So that relationship has gone really well. We've also added a few new songs. We found in our shows that people were asking for some early Def Leppard. So we've added Wasted, which, to be honest with you, I wasn't crazy about when I first started learning the riff. But, as a guitarist, you play it over and over and over. And now I love it. Like I just love it. We've added High and Dry. Once again, a different type of Def Leppard song than, let's say, off the Pyromania or the Hysteria album. Okay. Just a different, as soon as Mutt Lang came in, well, their sound kind of changed, right?
Yeah,
So
and
this,
as soon as Mutt started writing with them, because he produced High and Dry, but he didn't write with him on that, but you can still hear the influence. It's funny you mentioned that, because High and Dry, Saturday Night, I think is the closest that Def Leppard ever came to sounding like AC/DC. Like, to me,
yeah,
that's like the lost AC/DC song. It's got an AC/DC like riff. It's got the drums come in, and it's a great song to play to get people going. So those are two good additions to the set for sure.
yeah. The other song too that we added, which was a little tough to get as a band because there's just so many chord changes, and the band has to be in unison on everything. Is Gods of War, and
Yeah,
we've started to play that at shows, and it's gone over really, really, really well because that is a different type song.
yeah.
That's not a
It's a brilliant song. It's one of my favorite, like, darker, dark horse cuts from the Hysteria album for sure. Um, just you guys do such a good job replicating these songs. They're not easy songs to learn. Like, people might think, you know you hear the songs on the radio a lot, like The Photographs and the Pour Some Sugar on Me and Love Bites, and you think, okay, well, yeah, those are pop songs, you can sing along with them. You try to figure out how to play those songs, and it's a different kettle of fish. It's like, wow, there is so many different guitar parts, there's so many vocal parts, and there's just five guys on stage, and you got to figure out how to make it sound good. And you do a really good job at it. But Pat, has there ever been a song? And I'm not saying this I'm just curious. As somebody that plays a little bit of guitar myself, is there ever been a song, like a Def Leppard song, you tried to learn and you just couldn't get it to sound good, or you just couldn't nail it down, and you had to say, "Now we're not going to bother with this one," or you've been pretty successful at figuring out whatever you put your mind to figuring out?
Yeah, there has been, and it's one of my favorite Def Leppard songs, and that's Run Riot. I
Okay.
I love that song. I
Yeah, me
love,
too.
I played in my studio, which I'm in now,
Yeah.
and it's a in your face, fifth gear from the opening riff to the ending riff, but it's just a song that our band it just didn't work. It
Yeah.
just did not work, you know. And getting back to what you were saying, Tim, I'll give you the example like with Pour Some Sugar on Me. Like when they did that album, um, there's six guitars on that album. Sorry, on that song.
Yeah.
So obviously we're gonna play the power chords, which is gonna, make it big. But then like Tony and I, we had to decide, okay, there's five remaining guitar parts. Which ones do we play?
Yeah. Yeah. What are the
We
vital? Yeah. What are the vital ones so that it still sounds good?
Yeah, because no matter what you play under the power chords, it's going to sound good. But which ones are you going to choose, right? it's like the vocals. They're using. I mean, they have engineers after engineers after engineers mixing and matching. Uh, like we're doing it with a $529 pedal.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
totally different production. I mean, we're trying to emulate, one of the biggest bands in the world production wise. And yeah, I'm proud of the job that we do.
yeah.
I am.
Should be. It's a faithful replication of a sound that's not easy to reproduce. I've seen Def Leppard in concert 3 times, and not only are they, they pride themselves on their, the technique that goes into their songs, but they also pride themselves on being able to do it live. So even when they learn songs to do live, they have to leave out some of the parts that they laid down in the studio. I mean, you listen to Pour Some Sugar on Me, and it's things that you don't notice until somebody points it out. You listen to it with headphones, and there's one guitar in that chorus that's just doing a da 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 like a hitting a one note, 16th notes. So what do? You play that, and somebody else plays the power chords. But then, you really like to have the two guitars come in with the power chords. So yeah, there's decisions that have to be made. The same thing with vocal parts. I mean, some of those, you mentioned Gods of War. That chorus has chopped up backward vocals in the background, and obviously you guys can't do that live. It's just not possible. Yeah, I think you do a really good job at picking the moments, like picking your spots to say, look, we're capturing the essence of the song enough so that people will be like, I hear it, I get it, it sounds right to my ears.
Well, what we started to do this year is we started with one tune, Animal, and
Yeah.
we said, listen, let's try and fill it up a bit with up some backing tracks. Let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens. And we had a tech come in and he mixed the tracks so that the guy singing live, because I don't sing, like you don't want to hear that, okay? But the other guys, they sing quite well, the backs. So he mixed it so that the guys' vocals were just a notch higher than the backing tracks. And like we're using it on 12 songs now. And
Yep.
it just fills it up. Just really, really fills it up. But it doesn't take away from the guys singing it on stage. And
Right.
I don't know if these big bands use backing tracks. I don't know if Def Leppard does. I'm not in a position to say. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But all I know is that it's really working for us.
Yeah. And
Because
the thing is, when you have, when you're playing along to that, you got to be in time. You got to keep up with it so that when it gets to the chorus, you get to the chorus. So there's a discipline involved, right?
oh yeah, and I mean, Hugo's got his in-ears, and it's click, 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 click. There's no click, click, clicks. It's click, 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 click. Uh, and it was funny. We introduced the track to Fooling, and Hugo was off. He was off a nanosecond. Like, I mean, a nanosecond. And the guys were coming in saying, fuh, fuh, and the track was already ahead of them. And it was
Yeah.
a really, really, really good lesson for us that, uh, you know, like we got to be spot on. And what
Yeah.
it's done too, what it's done too is it's made the band tighter.
I would think it would. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
there's no room for Def Leppard's not the type of band that will just jam and improv.
No, no.
So yeah, I would think it would make you dead on, like tight in terms of all really being in time with each other and the
Yeah,
tracks.
yeah, there's absolutely positively no margin for error. Like if I'm supposed to hit a G and then a D and then an A, let's say that progression, uh, I'm there. Or it's a car crash, right?
Yeah,
And that hasn't happened because we rehearse every single Monday night, 7:30 to 10:30 at my home studio. We were here last night. We're going over all the tracks again, plus all the other songs that we don't use tracks. But yeah, the tracks have they've really filled up the backing vocals along with the guys singing. It's brought our band to another level.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like time, like you're playing along to a pre-recorded thing. Time is unforgiving. You're either with it or you're not. And if you're not with it, like you said, it's a car crash.
Oh
And
yeah.
and it's a great lesson for it. It has nothing to do with the ability to play. It's you want to present a show that sounds as good as it can possibly sound. Um, so yeah, there's no harm in that. Like I said, Def Leppard puts so many layers on their song, especially starting with Pyromania. You probably don't need it for Wasted or Rock Brigade, but when
No.
you get into Gods of War and Pour Some Sugar on Me and Love Bites, yeah, it would be nice to have those extra parts that you just don't physically have enough people on stage to cover.
No, you don't, because like a lot of people that come to our shows, they're in their late 40s, 50s, 60s. Okay, it is an 80s band, early 90s band, and a 2024 band. I mean, they're starting their tour. I think it's in about 3 weeks.
Yeah,
They're still
they're
going
still at
strong.
it. Yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah, and selling out 40, 50,000 seat venues. I saw them in Toronto 2 years ago, and there was 57,000 people there.
yeah.
Like, you know, so we're trying to, like I said, we're trying to emulate that big production, right? And we did a show in London, Ontario, about a month ago, and we used the tracks, and the owner was like, "You guys were great." The like everyone was talking how good it was and how full it was, because I mean it's not Motley Crue, right? It's Def Leppard.
Yeah. There's a fullness to the sound, and
Oh yeah.
that's what people love about it. It's that cushiony. It's like, well, we said Star Wars for the ears. I mean, you slap a pair of headphones on and you're going on a trip listening. I can still remember the first when I first bought Hysteria and I heard those swirling parts come in at the beginning of Women. It's like this is going to be cool, and to do that live, it's not just it's not like it's not a punk band. You don't go up there and plug in your instruments and just bash it out. You've got to put that time into it. And I can tell from your live performance, having seen you live and the clips that you have on your website, which I'll post to at the end of this, that you guys are working really hard towards that goal. I guess a question, because I when I saw you last year, I was really impressed that you guys did "Take What You Want" from the Diamond Star Halos album, that was one of my favorite songs that they've done in a long time, and you did a really good job of it. But I'm wondering, have you ever tried to do anything from the Slang album?
No.
Because that's a unique album in the Def Leppard catalog.
Yeah. No, I mean, we listened to the whole album, and just nothing grabbed out to us, nothing reached out to us on that album. And I'm not saying that they don't have good songs on that album, but just for us to perform that, when people come to our shows and come and see us do the 23, 24 songs, because that's what we're up to now.
Yeah.
Frankie's just dead after singing 24 Def Leppard songs. uh they want to hear all the hits, right?
Yeah.
It's just hit after hit after hit after hit after hit. And even it's funny you bring up "Take What You Want," because we were talking about that last night. Even that song, like, I personally love that song. I love that riff. I think Joe Elliott does an awesome job singing that. It's not a high photograph type song or Love Bites type song. Those notes are tough to hit.
But
Tough
for
to.
2022, it's impressive.
Oh, very,
Yeah.
very. But even like when we played in Toronto 2 weeks ago, we played at the Rock Pot, and we had played, I think, four or five. We had played Rocket, we had played Rock Brigade, we played Animal, we played Armageddon, we played Women. That's right. We had played these five, and then we, I opened the chords for "Take What You Want." Sorry, Tony did with the picking. That's right. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Anyways, I guess I should remember that, So anyways, people kind of you felt like the air kind of go out of the balloon a bit. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
You,
it's a great tune, but it's not like when people are coming to see our shows, they're coming to see, like I said, or listen to the women's, Bring It On the Heartbreaks, the Photographs, the Love Bites, the Let's Get Rocked, the
yeah.
Sugars. That's what they're, that's why they're coming,
Well, I
right?
mean, the band themselves go through that. I mean, sadly, not enough people know those. I thought that Diamond Star Halos was quite good. I thought the self-titled album they did in 2015 was really good. And not enough people know their modern day stuff. So the band themselves goes through it. So for a band like you, a tribute band, I would imagine it would be even more of a, well, I don't know this song, from the
Yeah. Oh
audience.
yeah.
So, but at the same time, you've got people like me that I would watch a band do nothing but deep Def Leppard cuts. I would love to go see, you guys come up on stage and do Lady Strange and Answer to the Master and Action Not Words. But you got to, you want people to come out and have a good time and sing the songs. So yeah, I can understand the balance that you have to do, because it's the same balance that the band themselves has to do. They want to do a couple of songs for themselves, but they also recognize they were lucky enough to have all these hit songs. So yeah, it would be interesting to see. And you did mention something with the 23, 24 songs. That's another thing, folks. You go to see Hysteria Montreal. It's a long set. You get your money's worth, and they play a lot of songs. And there's room for all of the hits that you could think of. Plus, they're going to surprise you with a couple of things that maybe you'd forgotten about, or if you're a diehard fan, you never thought you'd hear in a live situation. So it's a great balance. It's a long show, and there's room for all the hits that you can imagine, but there's also room for those deeper cuts for the diehard fans, like Rock Brigade, like Get and Run. So I think you guys obviously work really hard on your set lists and figuring out what songs go where.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest challenge we have, not, at this stage now, at this level now, is not, playing the songs well. That's a given. You got to play them well, right?
Yeah.
It's which ones do we play?
Yeah.
What are we like? Where the night of the 20th at the Phoenix? There's certain songs that are givens, right? You got to play them. But the secondary songs, if you want to label it that, and to me, they're not secondary songs. They're all great songs.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The ones that you can switch out.
Yeah, like a song that some people love it, some people are like, whatever, is Promises. Okay.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I said to a guy said to me in Toronto after our set, he said, that song Promises, he says, that was really good. I said, yeah. And he says, is that like brand new Def Leppard? And I said, no, man, that's been around for a long time.
99 Euphoria. Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
man. I mean, that song, I remember when that first came out, I was so excited because it was like, wow, this is what I want to hear from Def Leppard, especially, as we said, coming off of Slang, which I like more now, I think, than when it came out, but it didn't sound like Def Leppard. When I heard Demolition Man and then Promises off of Euphoria, I was like, this is the band that I got into years ago. And it was a pretty big hit for them then too. So I'm surprised, but yeah, like I said, not enough people know that really, I'm going to say, the post adrenalized Def Leppard albums. They need to, look into those a little more.
There's that, and then there's, like we do Two Steps Behind You acoustically.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you sat at our table when you did that.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I usually go down, into the crowd and just, a little PR, if you will.
Yeah.
People seem to enjoy it. I enjoy it, and it's all about having fun, right? It's all about,
Yeah.
them enjoying the evening as well as the band. The day that this is no longer enjoyable for me, is the day that I I hang up my guitars type thing and just play in front of my dog.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so there's two steps, which is, kind of an acoustic ballad, if you will, acoustic song. There's Love Bites. There's Have You Ever Needed Someone So Bad, which is a killer song. But, then people, they're like, well, you're playing too many ballads. Well,
Yeah.
okay. No, but we want in your face the A's and the G's. Okay,
Yeah.
we can do. So, I'm just referencing the balance here of picking the songs. It's hard, and it's not just for Hysteria to MTL doing this. It's for any tribute band.
Yeah.
You've gotta, trial and error, right?
Yeah. And the thing is too, when you have a band, a tribute band, so you know the guys in Def Leppard, that Phil Collin or Viv Campbell can flub a note on stage, they laugh about it, and the crowd's like, ha 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 ha. You guys can't do that. All the eyes and ears are like, you better nail this, right? And you're still just a bunch of guys playing on stage doing the best you can.
Yeah, I mean, listen, does it happen? Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
bound to. Like, statistically, it can't not happen.
I mean, I'm on my guitar an hour and a half every day, every single day. And, last night, what song? We were playing Rock Brigade,
Yeah.
and my mind just started to wander. I was thinking about something else. I don't even know what I was thinking about. And instead of going to the G, I went to the F sharp. Now, I caught myself really quick. But if you're playing through 20,000 watts of sound, the people in the front of the house,
Yeah. Really, really obvious for a split second that.
well, they're going to hear that,
Yeah.
and they're going to be like, "Ooh, ouch!"
Yeah.
The key, Tim, I found in my 17 years of performing is just smile and keep playing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Just smile and keep playing, because a lot of times, and musicians that are going to watch this, hopefully some will. And they're going to get what I'm saying here. A lot of times we know we made a mistake, but it's like grazing notes. So
Yeah.
the crowd won't even hear it.
Yeah.
But we know, oh boy, we messed up. But that's my motto, just smile and keep playing.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's how you come out of it that matters. Do you let it throw the whole show off, or do you just, I'm not going to worry about it, I'm going to keep on going? It's just.
Yeah, I mean it's no different than a goalie in hockey that lets a soft one in after the fifth shot. Is the rest of his game done, or
Yeah.
is he going to say, okay, you know what, that went off my shoulder or my butt or my stick, the knob of my stick. You know what? Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's.
that's the way we take it.
Yeah. So, folks, if you're a Def Leppard fan, casual, diehard, anywhere in between, Hysteria Montreal, MTL, coming to the Maritimes once again. If you're in the area, go and see them. I will have the tour dates posted below, along with the link to their website, and I'll also have a link to the interview that I did with Pat and Frankie last year, which also includes some footage that I took when they played in Fredericton. So yeah, Pat, thanks for taking the time to talk to me here, and listen, good luck with not just the Maritime tour, but the rest of the gigs this year, and just keep that great music alive.
Yeah, and thanks so much, Tim, for doing this and helping get the word out down there. And I hope to shake your hand in New Brunswick. All right.
Cool. All right. Hysteria MTL, Hysteria Montreal, tribute to Def Leppard. All the links will be posted below. I want to thank everybody for watching this edition of Tim's Vinyl Confession.